Right, episode 3 of this Sharp TV. You can see me uploading episode 2 on there. Any more farts in the bag?
Not yet, no.
Oh, bugger. Okay. Right, let's crack on. Where are we? Episode 3 of this Boombox TV thing. Right, let's have a good look at this screen. Let's turn the light off because it might pick up the snot a lot better. Oh my word. Look at it. It is fucking gammy. Put the light back on. There are feet and inches worth of dust and snot in there. Now basically, I'm going to this from the old Shark. I want to get that PCB nice and clean because I want to check out to see if any of these pots have leaked onto the printed circuit board. Although, yeah, so that one looks a little bit swollen on the end there. Now, when these pop, this part normally pops up a bit and it leaks everywhere and ruins the printed circuit board. But as it happens, it looks fairly okay. Raw. Screwdriver. Focus. That's better. You see what I'm up against, can't you? Right, let's just spin this around a bit. Look at this, that is GAM, isn't it? GAM-E. Right, so let me give this a good old suction. And we'll see where we are from there. What I've done, basically, I need to resolder those 3 cables. The brown, orange, and blue, was it? Grey? I don't know. Back onto there, bit of heat shrink, which I've got out somewhere already. It's down here somewhere. And then I can start to reassemble that unit into there. And then once this is all cleaned up nicely, I'm going to attack that one with the Hoover. That is the TV tuner. Power pack, make sure that's okay. And then try and... Do you know what? This is how much attention to detail I do, okay? Here is the original plug. And yes, the pins are made of brass. So, I even polished the pins on the plug. Now, some of you might notice and be screaming at the telly, Easy, you can't use that plug anymore. It is not British standard. It is the old style plug. And how can you tell, boys and girls? Simply because new plugs only have a little bit of brass sticking out at the ends on the live and neutral. And that part is plastic. So if you pull the plug out a little way, you can't touch, or small children and that can't literally touch those pins and get a zap because it's all plastic up until the tip. You're all rushing to your plugs now to have a look, aren't you? Yeah, so that's the old style. Now, well, as I want to keep it all original, I thought, take it all apart. So I took all the pins out, brassed them up, look, and how sad am I? And stuck the plastic bits in the dishwasher to give them a good clean. I mean, it's not new, got a bit of yellowing on it, but it's original plug for this machine, and it will go back on thus. Right, let me do some sucking, and I want to get stuck in. Right, okay. Back again, hopefully, with the final episode of this TV Boombox restoration. Right, where are we at? We are at, everything is cleaned, tape mechanism is being checked, the belts are working fine. I did notice that there was one little contact set inside that wasn't opening. And when I powered it up initially, there was this horrible humming noise with nothing. It doesn't matter, we had the selector, this humming noise was constant. So now I've managed to free off that little mechanism. I'm hoping that that was making that humming noise because it never opened up to disconnect whichever the selector was selecting. Right, that's all good. As far as the cabinet goes, I'm not going to paint it. I've managed to get this cover piece back on. It's not pretty, but it's a bit shinier because I've used, what did I use? I used this stuff, Showroom Shine on it. And on the back panel, which is looking rather jiffy now, I used Dry Touch Trim Care from Turtle Flaps. Right, now I need to invert that on the table and put all of this lot back in. And I think we start with the TV and board. And then we can get this lot back in there. Right, let me crack on. Right, the TV board It's all nicely cleaned and hoovered and lubed. So that's all good. Clean the whole back of that, spotless. Look. No brown parts, no burnt out parts, and that's all good. So I thought I'd move over now back to this assembly, which is basically the radio, cassette player, and all that stuff. And I have soldered that brown cable back together and the orange cable back together with a bit of heat shrink on there. So now all I need to do is just plug these cables there. Plug these two, they come from the play heads on the cassette, into those two sockets right in the middle of your picture. And then when that's down, this tiny little switch here, focus, you swine, little set of points, they screw onto that with that mark is on there. Right, leave me to it then, because I've got lots to do. Well, we're getting back together, that's fair enough. Screens in, screen boards in, screen tuners in, everything's fixed in place, speakers are in. I rotated on them so I know which orientation for them to go back in originally. This stays up, and then when the cassette player goes in, this comes over a screw that gets screwed down there. Now, stupid me, I was just about to put the whole mechanism in there, and I suddenly thought to myself, what about the tuning string? You need the string on here before that goes in there. So I got the string out of all this pile of stuff that was there, and I had it in one hand and I had that in the other hand, and I went to pull this away from there, but I'd already plugged the speaker cables in, so I needed to put down the string, but it was all tangled in stuff, so it was sort of hanging sort of like that there. I was doing bits and pieces, and then I heard crunch, and then I looked down, and the little movement piece, I just trodden on it and snapped that red piece off. You can't write it, can you? So now it's against my TDK cassette setting, so that needs to go off before I can do anything about putting that back into there. So that just leaves me basically with this lump of goodness, which is the transformer to transform 240 down to whatever it is. Well, there's two lots coming off of there, so I'd say one side would be 12 volt and the other side would be not. I'm good, ain't I? I am good. Now that sort of goes in there somewhere, doesn't it, if I remember rightly? So yeah, I need to crack on with that, get that bolted in. Oh yeah, we've got 3 bolt holes there, and we've got 3 bolt holes there, so that's pretty self-explanatory. And then get that plugged in to the board there. And then there's a 6-way peg there, but that is on here. So getting there. I really want to get this done now because somebody wants the table back. Can't figure myself out why. You know, why would you want to disturb this beauty that's going on here? Anyway, right, got to crack on. Let's get that power pack in. It's looking good. Phew! That string was a bit of a sausage, but nevertheless, it's all in there. Right, cables sort of routed, everything back in, screwed down in place, and I've only got two screws left over. Right, let's get this back cover put back on. We got a thing that's called radar love. Wrong hole. Wrong hole, madam. Wrong hole. That's the hole you need it in. Oh God, is it going to be one of them days? It has been one of them days, in fairness. Pull it out through there. Stuck on the chair. Right, let's get this back in order. Where I've polished it, it's slippery. Slippery Sue. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Sort of. What's going on there? Is that it? will be if I hit it hard enough. Well, I'm going to need 2 hands. Right, well, I think that's in situ. Just got to wang these 6 screws in now. 1, 2, 3. I've done the screws up on that antenna plate, so that's all good to go. 3, 4, 5. Can't find the old madam. 6. Yes, I put the tape mechanism in, all in situ, and I had this bracket left over, and I thought, no. And I had to take the cassette player back out, well, the frame back out, then take the cassette player out, and this bracket went on the underside between the cassette player and the printed circuit board. So it was like, yeah. But there we go. I did find a couple of things that my pornographic memory didn't remember. So that's all good. Oh, shit. One-handed easy. Okay, that's the 6 of those on. Now I need to put Mr. Plug on. And we'll have a look at it in a second. Right, there we are. It looks pretty much the same as it did before, doesn't it? Only it's a lot less skankier. All the knobs and buttons have gone back in all right. All nice and shiny, as best they can be. Right, when I power it on, I really want it to be on tape, hopefully, because radio will be instant, TV will be instant. Let's get the aerial up. I haven't done anything to this aerial because it's, oh my God, look at that. It's broken on the end, so I need to get a replacement for it. Okay, right, let's plug it in. Look at the new plug, look at that. Jiffy, jiffy, jiffy. Well, nothing's gone bang yet. Let's turn these lights off. Right, let's do radio. Make sure everything's down. What's that? Tone, balance, volume down. I've noticed either it's dead or that humming stops. So that little trick I did with that little contact set in there seems to have worked. Let's do the radio. Oh, got a slight humming. Oh. Let me just turn the volume down just to show you that tuning. Oh, hey! Right, let's put it back on a bit. Right, let's get rid of that, otherwise they're going to tell me off. Right, cassette player. What's the eject button? I think it's that one. Hey, well, that's something good. Let's get my tape out. Now, I'm not holding out much luck for this, simply because that seal that I put in there to replace the broken one, wherever the broken one's gone. If you can see it, give me a shout. I don't know. That little, yeah, it's gone. It's gone walkies. Anyway, that little seal, I put an O-ring in, didn't I? Put an O-ring in there, but I don't think it's right. It needs to be square so it touches the top and bottom, both those pulleys. So I don't think it's going to drive it. Hopefully it won't chew my tape up. Right, now I know that I've recorded one song on here, and it was a vinyl record I bought back in the day. So if I put that in that way, that should, and pull the tape that way. Right, what's play? Let's play. Oh, no. Oh, did that? No. You see, that wheel's going around, but that one isn't, and it's starting to furl up the tape. Let's get that out of there quickly. Where's the eject button? Is that it? Oh, yeah, that was gonna That was going to mess up, wasn't it? I'm going to need to get a pen in there, aren't I, and rewind that back through. Yeah, that is simply, I can get to that by just taking the back off. That's not an issue to put a new thingy in there. Right, what haven't we checked? TV. Right, let's put it on to the... Okay, well, we've got stereo sound coming out. And we've got a picture of sorts. Right, let's turn on... let's plug in even. Where's the aerial for it? There's the aerial. Let's plug that in the back. Okay. What we got in there? Virtual racing. How do you do this one? There's a controller. Oh, the old Mega Drive. Can't beat it. Look at that. Right, let's see if we can get anything up. Oh, I'm going to turn my seat round so I can have a go. Right, let's do the tuner. Hey. I've got the light on. Stupid boy. Well, that is awesome, isn't it? What I've got to do, press the start button. Oh dear. I'm going in. Well, guys, I know it's black and white, but it's good for playing old movies, isn't it? Beginner, I think so. Yeah, come on in. OMG. Let's accelerate. No. That's view. No. Ah, it's a B button. Okay. And steering. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, in case that infringes any copyright, I better turn that off. Put that. Oh shit. Okay. Right. I think that's a win, guys, don't you? Let me just put that light back on. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It's turned out good. I knew that blooming seal wouldn't work, that O-ring I put in there, because it is a square belt that came off. Although it's just the size of the end of your fingertip, it makes all that difference. Well, I've got play, so the wheels, it's playing, isn't it? So stereo sounds really good. A little bit of a crackle to start with, but I've done the 3 pots, so they should be fine after a bit of usage. Dead chuffed with that. I'm even toying with the idea of putting the guts of this little thing in there. Now what that enables it to do will be Bluetooth, so I can just plug the audio lines into the left and right. 2 secs left. Right, gotta go. Tea's ready. Catch you later, boys. Bye. Drop a like and subscribe.